Well, hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Lee.
Thanks for sitting down and having a chat about Zillow.
Yeah,
which is where you are
absolutely.
these days.
I am at Zillow these days.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so Zillow is a great a company. Been around just about a year and a half. They've been launched, and they're really doing a cool job of just opening up the real estate market, just making the data about that more accessible. Just sort of letting anyone go in and search. Agents have a lot of tools. Homeowners, buyers, have all these tools that they didn't have before in terms of demographic information, valuation type information. And so yeah, that's kind of a really exciting space.
So what are you doing for Zillow?
So I'll probably be doing a bunch of things for Zillow, but one of the main things that I'm working on right now is figuring out their advertising solution. They want to provide an ads platform for local advertisers that'll be very both demographically and so the targeting can be sort of if you're looking at a particular zip code of a house, but also if you're looking at a particular price point of a house. So it'll help all kinds of local advertisers, I think, zero in on consumers who they know specifically are either moving, thinking of buying a house, thinking of getting a mortgage, or even remodeling their house. There's all these different opportunities, I think, to really target, really do a nice job of hooking the two up that you can't really get other places, I think, right now in terms of the local advertising space.
The data to allow that kind of targeting, is it volunteer data or is it acquired through other means?
Well, so there's a couple of things, and over time you can imagine the ways that it could expand. But so what's currently there is you can certainly see what page someone is looking at, so you know what zip code that they're looking at, and you know the price of the houses that they're looking at. So that's just data that's available. It doesn't really give any information away. Visitors can log in if they choose to. They don't have to, but they can, and quite a few people do. And when you're registered, you've self-identified as, say, an agent or a buyer or a seller. So if they have logged in, then we also have that information. So you might know, I've claimed this house, I'm the homeowner of this house, or I'm a buyer who's just looking at houses that I might want to buy. You can tell if they're looking at a house or they're looking specifically at a house for sale. There's various things that you can do, and you can start to get information, especially as a person goes from place to place on the site. You actually can kind of get quite a bit of information about what the visitor, what they're looking to do, what their intent is.
So what is something that you're particularly excited about as far as Zillow goes? And maybe it's not something right now, but maybe it's some potential.
Yeah, so in addition to the advertising, which is all new and we're sort of building that from scratch, I think that they've really only started to scratch the surface of the community aspects. They've recently launched some of the community stuff, but there's just so much potential there, and they haven't really started to tap into that, but there definitely are plans to do so. I mean, you can imagine also, even if you don't want to buy a house, you just own a house, or you live in a house even that you don't own, but everyone lives in a neighborhood.
Right.
And you might want to know, hey, who do my neighbors like as a gardener? Who's done a good job? Who hasn't done a good job? What's a restaurant I can go to this weekend that I really like? And so you can start to talk to each other, post pictures, exchange information. So both real-time kind of a Q&A, but then also later if you search over that, kind of these resources will be available, and it can build up over time. And so I really think that the community resources, that's really a neat area that a lot can be done.
The user-generated content area.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you think there will be aspects of Zillow that become a search destination?
It's quite possible, right? I mean, I think over time, as that information starts to build up, as well as the data aspects, they pull a lot of data from public sources.
Right.
There's a lot more that could be pulled in about neighborhoods, about the demographics.
Right.
Some neighborhoods, for instance, you can get the police crime information. I mean, there's all kinds of things like that you can pull in. So I think over time, if someone was looking for regional-based information, particularly if you're moving somewhere and you want to know more about, what are the neighborhoods in that area. I mean, I think it could become more of a search beyond just what's my house worth, but, what's this area like in a number of ways.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the position.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great fun. I'm loving it.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.